After 18 months of messing around, Chancellor Muslim Society have finally submitted an application to the council for Hamptons. However, it's not a planning application. They've applied for what's known as a Certificate of Lawful Existing Use and Development, or Cleud. A Cleud can be used to make a change of use or planning breach immune from any enforcement action if it can be proven to be present for a continuous period of 10 years at a site. It's called the 10-year rule. If granted, it will bypass the need for a planning application, allow the whole building to be used as a place of worship without any restriction, and prevent objections on planning matters such as parking provision and disturbance to residents, which would present a strong case for refusal in a planning application. We've put a link in the description below to the application itself and suggest you read through the documents. These include a planning statement and 5 statutory declarations by people who are now effectively employees of CMS. Don't be fooled by the long list of other uses that the building has never seen or ever likely to see. There's only one that's of any real relevance and the only one they've attempted to provide any evidence for. We won't go through all of the documents they've submitted now. We'll leave you to read through yourselves and form your own opinions. Suffice to say though that the claims are far-fetched, factually incorrect, lacking evidence and generally anecdotal. After spending 18 months refuting claims of Hamptons being used as a place of worship, and instead it's a community sports and events hire venue, it's somewhat ironic that they now refer to it as having been a religious centre since 1964, ignoring the quite obvious fact that the building as a planning unit only opened in 2012, less than the 10 years required to qualify for an application for a Cleud anyway. The evidence of use for worship centres mainly around 4 organisations who hired the current building or even the previous club at some point in the past. Doesn't really contain any compelling evidence that demonstrates any worship activities actually took place, let alone continuous use. The absence of any statements from these groups themselves probably tells you everything you need to know about how valid these claims are. One of these groups even refers to themselves on their own website as non-religious. The council's ever-changing position on the existing lawful use of Hamptons now allows for 2 rooms to be dedicated for worship every single day of the year, provided that it doesn't become the dominant use of the building. This is something the council actually said needed planning permission back in September last year, before later changing their mind. This already now allows Hamptons to be used in accordance with the plans CMS submitted to them and the narrative promoted to the community for the future of the centre. If those plans were genuine and truthful, then this application for a Cleud wouldn't be required at all. You just carry on. The fact is, it's probably not enough. CMS can't fulfil the promise to their donors for a mosque for 1,000 worshippers by offering only limited use. An application for a Cleud is an attempt to give them a free rein to pretty much do whatever they like without restrictions, bypass planning and stop residents objecting. This application does still allow for consultation and submission of comments, but I'll say it again, it is not a planning application. You cannot submit any comments based on any planning considerations or whether you approve of their plans or not. You can only offer comments on the evidence they've submitted about previous use for worship, such as whether you believe it to be false, misleading or incorrect. You may be an existing or former club member or a local resident, and you'd surely have known if some of the worship uses that they claim had actually taken place, such as weekly Sunday church services over an 8-year period.
Every person that uses the centre would know that it was being used according to the terms in which it has to be used.
It is important that any comments you do submit are honest and truthful. We've put some links in the description below for more information about the application process and how to comment. If you're new to our campaign, then our website contains lots of useful information and history on the whole issue, and check out our other videos on this channel. Feel free to get in touch with us if you have any questions or if you have any further information that may be relevant to this application. Thanks for watching.